The newest inductee to the Rhode Island Radio Hall of Fame, the class of 2017. We are honored to welcome Johnny Dowd, Jaybeau Jones.
Everyone who is still here gets a car. I'll square it away with Special Olympics, don't worry about it. Good evening to the esteemed inductees, honored guests, and fellow Dr. Robert Leonard hair clients. Your hair looks great, except for table 7. I apologize. They're with me, don't worry about it. Being last to speak tonight, I'm deeply honored to share with you my extra long and self-serving speech. This award is overwhelming. I was barely 18 when I took over the overnights at JB 105. I was so young. I moved out of my house. It was my first full-time job. Now, a raw personal story, the story I call the mistake of my career. I was 6 months into my overnight show. I didn't know anyone. One night on the air at JB 105, a lovely young female voice calls me in the request line. I start a conversation with her. She was a Biltmore operator. And after about 2 weeks, we're talking every night. She asked me out for a drink. I said, sure. She said, how about Friday before your show? I said, hey, I'm alone in a new town, my first job. Strange woman off the request line asked me out for a drink. What could possibly go wrong? So we meet on a Friday night. 3 beers, 2 shots, a glass of wine, and an empty stomach later, it's time to go on the air. Trying to get sober, those 2 Dunkin' Donuts didn't help. I struggled into the studio, and I knew I was drunk. You know how we had the meters, 2 meters on the board? I saw 5. And the meters were all over the place, and it wasn't a Beatles song. I stumble through my first hour. About 3:30 a.m., I start to sober up, and the hotline rings. Who could that be? It was my assistant program director, Mike Waite. Those of you who know Mike, he has a deep voice, and I heard on the other end, Johnny, what happened? And I began to explain as I was about to get fired. Well, Mike, he says, Johnny, stop. I have to say, you sound great. What did you do? I said, well, before my show, I kind of relaxed. And he said, well, Johnny, whatever you did, I want you to repeat that every single night from now on. Good night, click. And so, of course, I made a decision that night never to drink again before my show. And I sadly continued to suck for the next 4 years. So I want to thank Mike Waite and Todd Chase for hiring me at JB. I want to congratulate all the distinguished inductees. Thanks to the board of the Hall of Fame, Debbie Rich, John Rook, my buddy Dick Bahalik, all of you that voted for me. I want to thank my supportive, talented boss, Mary Mena, who's here tonight, market manager of Beasley in Boston. So honored you're here, Mary. She's why the cluster's #1 in sales. Rob Hogan, the amazing promotion director of Magic 106, here tonight. I want to thank my dad in heaven and my mom. My mom is here tonight, always supporting me, Shirley Dowd, always encouraging me. Thank you, Mom. I love you. Thanks to my brother Rich, sister-in-law Sharon, my good friend Todd Packin here tonight, all at the table. My brother and sister-in-law, Jason and Priscilla. Thank you guys for coming. And lastly, I want to thank my best friend, my champion, and my beautiful love of my life, Heidi, my wife. She was the voice on my intro that kept cutting in and out. And it only cost me $300. Isn't that nice? Thank you, honey. Honey, this award is for you. Somehow you keep me grounded and still, every day, make me feel like a Hall of Famer. So I love you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This is a great honor. Thank you. Have a good night.